Hi, the voice you're hearing is Dan Mielke, your friendly neighborhood LINC chair. I'm doing this video to present the LINC agreement to you. I'd like to start by talking about the bargaining environment. So the environment we went into to bargain starting last year saw the province experiencing a pretty serious financial downturn. As to be expected, much of this downturn has been passed on to the public sector. School divisions have not been immune, nor has the NESD. We were informed at the beginning of bargaining last year, the NESD had experienced a $1.8 million shortfall compared to expected funding. That, coupled with the uncertainty of transformational change, specifically around the area of LINC agreements, created an interesting bargaining environment to say the least. Nevertheless, last June we did meet to lay the groundwork and parameters within which we would bargain. At that time, as many of you know, we were in transition between Heather and Dean. So a new HR, Heather was coming in and Dean was just outgoing. When we finally reached the table in June, it was too late to put an agreement out for ratification, as the White Fox calendar wouldn't allow for that to occur before the end of their school year. We met again this year, November 7th, for one day of bargaining, and we were able to come to a tentative agreement. The gains were small in scope, but I can say with a great deal of confidence that the gains we see, although minute, are the best we can see given the current bargaining environment. So the following you're going to see are the proposed changes, which we have agreed to in principle at the table, pending an executive review, which occurred December 13th, and at that time the executive did give its recommendation to pass the agreement on to the membership, and then a ratification vote by the membership will have to occur, which will occur on January 24th of this year. At that time, the agreement will be declared ratified, and we will sign it on your behalf. So the first change comes into Section 3, duration of the contract. This is always a change we make. You will notice that the contract will actually expire at the end of this school year. The division expressed a great deal of concern in entering into anything longer than 1 year, and this is a direct reflection of transformational change. It does show a commitment to bargaining in better situation, which they feel will occur at the end of this year. They'll at least know where they're at, and they are positive that it will be a better situation, and so we agreed to that as well. Section 4, local authority. So you will see some changes there. Currently, the article reads reimbursement for hotels, meals, and mileage. The problem is there is actual no board rate for hotels, so there's nothing to reference there. So it has been changed simply to remove hotels from the board rate statement and place it in its own statement where we will reimburse up to a maximum of actual cost. Another change in this area is currently it reads NESD Superintendent of Schools. As we know, there's been a pretty massive change in the structure of Executive Council within the NESD. And as a result, that change is now in our agreement. So it is an NESD Executive Council designate. This will simply allow the flexibility so we don't have to keep changing it as the name of that position may change. As well, it corrects a numbering error. Section 4, continued local authority. Currently, the contract reads that the allocation for central authority, which is a $200,000 global pot, will increase and decrease based on FTE. We did have it changed at the last round from will to may to reflect the practice of it not being changed. And this year they agreed to a further change which removes the contact to FTE. So what this allows is a more collaborative approach to either increasing or decreasing that allotment instead of tying it to FTE. This is also reflective of practice as once again the allotment has never been changed from the 200,000 even though our staff count has dropped. Section 5 is substitute teachers. In the previous agreement, we would have saw them paid at 85% of Class 4 Step 1 for the 15-16 school year. That 85% has been continued to the 16-17 school year. Always we would hope to get that number increased, but this is a direct reflection of the current financial environment, and they certainly were not willing to bargain an increase at this time. Section 6 is salary options. Again, this is a bit of an administrative change. The current agreement reads Policy 502, and there is no Policy 502. So this change reflects Administrative Procedure 502, which is what we actually refer to. Section 11, criminal records check. It is now required that the division also seek a vulnerable sector check, and so this just ensures that that would be paid for by the division.